Please ignore my hair. I've dyed it blonde again and I've got a fringe now, and I literally just woke up half an hour ago. Look past the face, please, and hair. So I've got quite a few things to do today. I thought let's bring you guys along because I don't know, I just felt like showing you a little bit more into the day in the life of being Ella. I know my life isn't very interesting, but if you're curious into looking into the life of just some ordinary Cornish girl, then stay tuned. So today I've got to clean a holiday let, drill and sand a bunch of wood for work. I also have a job interview later and I'm gonna bring you along so that you can witness it. I've noticed, like, if I talk before 9 o'clock, my voice is like, I sound like I'm ill. I constantly have like voice cracks. My body just isn't made for socialization before midday. I just can't do it. Last year I had a fringe for like a couple weeks and it was when I still had brunette hair. And in the end I decided to grow out the fringe because it just kept getting greasy. I'd have to wash it literally like 3 times a day in order for it to be fine. Since I've dyed my hair blonde and I've had a fringe, it just doesn't get greasy and it's quite nice. I'm really not in the mood today to do all the things that I need to do today, but I have to do them because no one else is going to do them and they need to be done today. I have some clothes that I don't wear at all, so I'm going to put them up on Vinted, but I just need to take some photos of them. Although I have a relatively busy day today, I do have some leftover pancake mix, so to kind of fuel myself for the day, I'm gonna make myself some pancakes because I deserve it. I'm really quite enjoying having the fringe, you know, because I had it before, but I kind of realised after 2 weeks of having it that I didn't like it. But that was just mainly because I have oily skin and greasy hair. But now that it's bleached and it's fried, it's dry as hell, so the oils are actually good for it now. Kind of digging it, you know? If you want a fringe but can't because your hair's too oily, just bleach the hell out of it. Only if you have hair that can handle it. I have very, very, very thick and healthy hair, so bleaching it blonde has not done that much damage. My hair can handle it for now. I don't know how long I can keep being blonde though before it starts falling out. Who cares? Who the fuck cares? Hair grows back. Hopefully. Yes, fixed it. I think I made that pancake a bit too thick, but the first pancake is always supposed to be that's the whole point of the first pancake. Okay, so now that I've had my fair share of pancakes, I'm gonna go off to work. I'm gonna go off to clean this holiday let. I don't usually clean this holiday let. My mum handles all that, but she's gone away to Glastonbury, the town, not the festival, and I have offered to do it for her, so I'm gonna go off and do that now. Right, so I've just finished doing the holiday let and now I need to drill a bunch of wood, which is why I've got my messy top on. It's just my designated messy top that I put on whenever I'm doing just messy work. So yeah, now I've got to drill a bunch of wood and get sawdust all over me. Well, I hate the sound of any power tool or just tools in general. I just hate the noises they make, so obviously we've got to get the noise cancelling headphones on, get some good old tunes going, yeah? I'm playing my like intense badass music. That's the song I'm currently listening to. I'm in my garage now. Let there be light. These are my gloves, but they're a bit minging. Oh, it's all crusty and bleh. First I need to organise my station a little bit. Well, I've done all that woodwork stuff So now I'm just gonna have something to eat, a cup of tea, and get ready for my job interview. Ooh. So I just did my online job interview and I think it went well, but they just always make me nervous because you just never know what they're thinking or what route they're gonna go in. I always get jittery. I've noticed, like, I always like kind of go like this with my nails. Wait, this. I don't know, that's just, I guess that's my like tick or something, whatever. I'm literally like hot. But anyway, that's pretty much all I had to do today. I've done the holiday let where I cleaned a holiday let. I've drilled and sanded a bunch of wood. I've now done my job interview. So now for the rest of the day I can relax, which is nice. I like days where I have lots to do, but at the same time they give me so much anxiety because I'm like, okay, well, I've got to do this, I've got to do this, I've got to do this, I've got to do this. And I like the fact that I'm busy because then I know that I'm going to sleep well that night and that I'll feel like, oh my God, I've done something. So, you know, pat on the back, yay me. Leading up to them, I just get so bloody anxious because I'm like, well, what if I don't get it all done in time? Anyway, I feel like I just need to like have a shower to just kind of like, whoosh, wash away all the intense emotions I'm feeling. Well, thank you for joining me today. I hope that when I edit this video, it will all make sense. But thank you for joining me, and I will see you very soon, I'm sure. Mwah! So I'm trying something a little bit new in my videos from now on. From now on, in each video that I upload, I'm going to have a little snippet of wildlife footage that I catch when I'm out and about in Cornwall or wherever I am in the world. I'm someone who's extremely passionate about animals, and every single time I go outside I'm always looking for snippets of wildlife that most people would either ignore or wouldn't even notice in the first place. So these little snippets are just going to be me just talking about the things I find, because I find it interesting and maybe some of you will also find it interesting. During the summer, me and my mum like to avoid the tourists and we paddleboard to our own private little beach. This beach is only accessible via kayak or paddleboard, so we like to call it our own private beach because whenever we go there, there's no one else on there. And on this beach, I decided to go rock pooling, which I hadn't done in years. But before I started rock pooling, I noticed a little jelly substance on the beach, so I went over to investigate. I had realised that I had bioluminescent stripes on it, and after poking it with a bit of seaweed I realised that it was still alive. So me and my mum actually rescued this strange creature and released it back into the sea, where it just went on its way, washed away with the tide. So when I first came across this little jellyfish, I didn't know what it was. So when I went back home, I did a bit of research and found out that they're called melon comb jellyfish, and they don't look like their usual relatives. These guys in the wild, they grow up to 15 centimeters long, and they're actually predators who feed on other comb jellyfish. So after saving the jellyfish, I went over to this kind of giant quartz geode, but there was so much life just living on this one individual rock. The main species on this rock was limpets. At first glance, limpets aren't that exciting. They're just little shells stuck to the rocks. But when the tide's just gone out, you can actually see and hear them still moving around on the rocks. And they have incredibly strong muscles that keep them stuck to the rocks, which is why if you try to pull one, which I don't recommend doing because it actually damages their muscles, but when you try and pull them off, they're very hard to get off. These guys feed when the tide comes back in by eating all the algae along the rocks. They actually have a really strong tongue, and it's actually the world's strongest known biological structure. That's pretty impressive for a tiny little, not very exciting looking shell. And then next on this rock, I saw loads and loads of little baby edible periwinkles, which is actually quite unfair to call them by the fact that they're edible. I don't know, I just thought it was a bit weird. It's like calling them, oh, there's edible sheep and edible cows. So edible periwinkles are found all along rock pools, you'll see them everywhere, but on this rock especially there was loads of little baby ones. So going around the other side of this rock, there was a little miniature rock pool within it, and within there they had lots of little beetle anemones. When the tide goes out, they just look like boring old red blobs. They retract their tentacles, and these guys, they basically use their tentacles, which have stinging cells in them, to catch things like crabs and shrimps and small fish. similar to the beadlet anemones, there was also quite a few strawberry anemones. These are quite similar to the beadlets, however they're quite a lot bigger and they have strawberry-like bodies. They have these kind of green dots all over their red bodies, which gives them that strawberry look. And there was also quite a lot of common prawns within the rock pools as well. They're like little shrimp sort of things, and they're scavengers, so they basically eat anything that they come across, whether that's a dead mussel or a bit of dying seaweed. And apparently females can actually hold up to 4,000 eggs on their legs. As I was climbing over all the rocks, I could hear this kind of call and realised there was actually choughs flying around. For those of you who don't know, choughs is the symbol of Cornwall. They're actually quite a rare species now. For a long time we thought they were extinct in Cornwall. Very lucky for me, I actually live in an area where I see them on a weekly basis, which is quite cool. They're sort of like blackbirds, but they have bright red legs and beaks. And just from a quick 20-minute exploring session, I had found several different species while rock pooling and looking over this beach, which just proves even in a small unseeming area there's wildlife everywhere. A lot of people don't actually know, but the UK is actually one of the most naturally depleted places in the world. We have not been very kind to our wildlife, but just by kind of going out and just keeping your eyes peeled, there is wildlife everywhere still around. It is a real treat when you do see something a bit more rarer like a chough, because it just makes you think, okay, that's proof that we're doing better, as I'm now seeing them around, which is quite cool. So I hope you enjoyed that little wildlife snippet. As I said before, these are going to be included in my videos from now on, as I love talking about wildlife, and I hope you enjoy learning something new about a bit of wildlife. Spent about 75% of my day playing Stardew Valley, and I feel like absolute In a couple of days it's my brother's birthday, so I thought it'd be nice to make him a birthday cake, because that's just what siblings do, eh? We're only nice to our siblings on their birthday, and even then, you know, all he's getting from me is a cake. I'm not buying him a present. He's never bought me a present, so... But at the same time, I'm at least giving him a birthday cake. So his favourite birthday cake is banana cake. And I was going to do a whole little thing where I was going to be chatting to you while I was baking, but the washing machine's going off, the oven's going off, it's just noisy in there. So instead, watch this thing. Sorry guys, it's the next day and basically I forgot about the cake. I left it to cool and I just basically forgot about it. So this morning I've literally just iced it. I'll show you the cake, guys. Ta-da! My beautiful icing work. I'm not a professional baker, so So there's some meditation music going on at the minute. I don't really know. But yeah, happy birthday to my brother. See ya. To those of you that wonder why my posting is so irregular, the reason for that is because to upload a video where I live takes an entire day because my Wi-Fi is that. So the video I'm currently uploading, I started uploading at 10 p.m. last night so that it could load overnight, and it is currently, and we've still got 46 minutes left. And then you're probably thinking, oh well, it just uploads overnight and all good. No, this is my third time trying to upload this video because it doesn't always work, because sometimes my Wi-Fi crashes in the night and it starts all over again. So this is why my videos are always irregular, because so much time and Wi-Fi is dedicated to this process. Also, you can see my reflection in the laptop. You can see that I've just woken up, and please ignore how I look, but that is why my posting is really irregular, so I'm sorry, everyone.